This is the Seller Process Podcast, where we talk about the best systems, processes, and SOPs for your Amazon business so that you can regain control of your time, build up your team, and scale your e-com empire.
Hello, entrepreneurs. If you are looking for new ways to stand out from the competition and expand your brand to new horizons, then this episode is for you. Our guest today will share with us how to identify new bundle ideas and create new opportunities for your brand to outcompete the other regular products in your niche. I'm joined today by Barbara Dratka, an e-commerce veteran who started her e-commerce journey in 1996. And since 2016, she specializes in selling bundles on Amazon. Welcome, Barbara. How are you today?
Thank you for having me on. Happy Thursday. I think it is today. I'm not sure when this will air, but
usually on Wednesdays. Yeah, they go live on Wednesdays. Anyway, so am I accurate saying that you are the bundle queen? Is that right?
I didn't give myself that name. Somebody else did. I have a couple of nicknames in the industry, some which I can't really say in public, but the other one is the Deal Diva because I'm good at making deals. So
nice.
Call me Barbara.
That's a good skill. Yes, we'll get going with Barbara. Yes. So today we're going to talk about bundles. Like you're famous about making bundles and sharing insights about bundles. And I guess most people listening, they know already what bundles are, but just to give a brief definition of that. We're talking about all those products that are usually not sold together, but so we're basically putting together multiple products that are usually used together, so it makes sense to put them into one product, and that creates basically a new product opportunity. Like, for example, I don't know, like a sponge with a dishwashing liquid. These are two products that usually are not sold together, but it's a new opportunity to sell them together because the actual customer use them together. So we're going to talk about things like this, how to identify these opportunities. So let's dive right in. Like, how do you go about finding these new bundle ideas?
So I have a little bit of a different perspective to bundling than you may have seen in other YouTube channels, etc. And my perspective is a customer-centric approach. So I don't start with product normally. My goal is to find a passionate niche market or a problem that needs solved. And then I conceptualize my bundles.
Okay. So what's then what would be the first step? Like, are you like suggesting that we should kind of solve our own problems, like, or can we also even dive into other niches that we might not be familiar with?
So the way that I advise people to start is just start brainstorming. What are things that you're passionate about? And maybe you take for granted, maybe your family members are passionate about things, your neighbors, your friends, and then branch out from there. But when I ask you to brainstorm, there's a specific criteria to that. You don't just say, I like gardening. You're going to dig a little bit deeper and niche it down and say, well, I like bonsai gardening, or I like herb gardening, or GMO-free seed gardening, or indoor gardening for small spaces. See how that's different than just trying to sell to somebody who likes gardening. And then we can bundle specifically for that sub niche within that niche. Okay. And to find passionate niches, they're everywhere. If you just looked around your home, when you go to the grocery store and just start looking at things in the aisles, when you're in line at the grocery store, listen to what people are talking about. Look at the things that are sitting, at eye level at the checkout that are perfectly positioned by really smart marketers to grab people's attention. What are some of the things that are just around you on a day-to-day basis that you don't realize that, wow, there are people who are crazy passionate about this particular thing. So you just open your eyes, look around, and you'll find passionate niche markets everywhere.
Right. So you're suggesting to start off Amazon, right? Because most of the product research that most people do, I think, starts from Amazon. But in your
No,
case,
well,
you
hang on. I actually am not recommending to start off Amazon. Amazon is one of those tools. You could just literally go to Amazon and click on any of the categories and just start like digging a little bit deeper, not just regular, let's go to the grocery category, but dig into maybe non keto, like keto food, dig down deeper until you start seeing niches. Now you're not looking for bundles, you're looking for passionate niches. So it could be products, and not just groceries. I'm just using that as an example, that solve a specific problem. It could be hardware and tools, it could be home decor, and just start digging around without a goal to see what you see. And then you'll start finding these products that solve a problem or feed a passion, which are the two things I talk about: solve a problem or feed a passion. And then you'll say, oh, let me dig deeper into what's that market. And then you can use Amazon Predictive, drop down search. You can go to eBay, Etsy, Google Trends, Pinterest, everywhere, and just start looking to reveal what this niche market is all about, so you can start thinking about a bundle you can put together that serves that market. So you can really start anywhere in your brainstorming.
Okay, gotcha. So what are the I know that actually you have you made a worksheet that a workbook that actually people listening will be able to access through the show notes. We will put the link. You guys can go to thesellerprocess.com, find the show notes. We will put a link there, and also or in the YouTube description. You'll find a link to download this workbook, and there you will find kind of an exercise, basically like questions that you can reply to find ideas. So what are some of the questions you would suggest people to ask themselves to get these ideas and find the right opportunity?
Good question. So I have a set of 3 questions I start with, and write these down if you get a little post-it note in front of you, and then just make it habit. Start reading that post-it note every time you see a product that's in a niche market. I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions: who is buying that? Why are they buying it? And what else do they need? So when you ask who is buying that, you're starting to understand. You're getting inside the head, outside of the product focus, and inside the head and the heart of your ideal customer. Why are they buying it? Now you need to find out, well, is this feeding a passion? Is it solving a problem? What problem is it feeding? And then the third question, what else do they need or want? Helps you start conceptualizing the pieces of the bundle. So who's buying this? Why are they buying it? And what else do they need?
Right. I think that especially the last one, it's a very powerful question because we might not even think about the customer whenever we look for products. But if we think like, what else do they need? It really opens up to a vast variety of potential new products, even if they're not bundled. Even it can be even like single products, but with bundles there is even more opportunities. Yeah. So
And when you use
mhm.
questions, especially that last one, here's what we all see on Amazon and other platforms as well. I call them bundle stuffers. So they'll try to sell some laundry detergent, for example, and then throw in a keychain. You all see these bundles, right? So that's the wrong way to bundle. They're just throwing in a keychain. So in the hopes that nobody else can hop on that listing. So they're not approaching it from a customer perspective. If you're selling laundry detergent, what else do they need? So if it's powdered laundry detergent, maybe they need a scoop, maybe they need gloves so they don't get it on their hands, right? So when you think of it from the customer's perspective, you negate the desire to be a lazy Amazon seller, is what I call these folks, and start bundle stuffing. And that's also going to get you shut down, that kind of bundle activity on Amazon. It doesn't serve the customer, and it's not a good way to grow your business.
Right. Okay. I want to touch that point in a few minutes, but first I wanted to, proceed through the process that we started. So we defined some ways to get new ideas, questions that you can ask yourself. So now, how do we? Let's say we find a potential new idea. Like, what's the process that you suggest to validate whether an idea will have a chance of to be successful or not?
Sure, absolutely. So brainstorming is fun, and the opposite side of brainstorming is to validate. So there are so many tools out there in the Amazon space. You all know the different tools. You all have your own tool. I like Merchant Words is my first go-to. But then there are a lot of free tools too. You have Google Trends, but most importantly, probably where I start after Merchant Words is I just open up a bunch of tabs, Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Google, and Google Shopping. I just open up those tabs, maybe Pinterest, right? And I use the predictive search dropdown. And if you haven't, it's called many things. I call it predictive search, which is where, let's say we're going after the pet chicken market. And I will introduce you to Gertrude in just a minute. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see my pet chicken Gertrude. And that's one of the markets I'm in because it's a passionate niche market. So we want to find out what these people in this passionate niche market need and want. What are they searching for? So the way to do that is I open these tabs and I go to the search box in all of these platforms and I type in pet chicken and I do not hit enter. I do not hit enter. And then it will drop down, each of them will drop down a list of keywords that your ideal customer is typing in order to find what they need in one. And that is a gold mine of data. So you type in whatever your main keywords are for a passionate niche that you're digging into, but don't hit enter. And you're going to be surprised at some of the things people are typing in. It might be, maybe you want to do a pet chicken clothing bundle, which I've actually done. And you start typing in pet chicken and you look at the predictive search and one of the top listings is adult coloring book. There's another bundle idea, right? So you just start gathering data that already exists from the platforms, whether you're going to be selling on those platforms or not. These are the things that people are typing in that show you, that reveal what's in their heart and heads.
I see. Okay. So that's also, I see that even as a way to find more ideas, right? Not only to validate, but yes, if you have an idea, then you can validate that there is something there, like that people have researched. But what would you go into a product that has no other competitors? Like, so you know, having a few competitors, it's sometimes it's actually better to validate your idea, so you know that people are actually buying that product. So would you go into a bundle that has no one else that made that bundle already?
Okay, so let's redefine the term competitor. I don't consider somebody with a bundle a competitor. The competitors are the people who are trying to get the money of the target market that I'm going after. Let me say that again. My competitors are anybody who's in front of the eyeballs of the people who are typing in the keywords, looking for products for their passionate niche. Any other listing that sells any other product that's related to that desire to buy something, those are my competitors. So if I have a bunch of competitors who are they're selling one item here, one item there, another item there, and then I show up on the front page with the bundle, I am much more likely, I like those kind of competitors because I'm giving a whole solution to that buyer, not just selling individual products. So let's redefine what competitor looks like in bundling. It is any seller trying to get the money of the same passionate niche market that I am going to create a bundle for.
Gotcha. Okay. So that got me thinking that maybe a way to validate the product could be simply by understanding the what's the volume, the search volume, and the sales made by those individual products, right? And you know that you know that individually those products do have some demand, and you put them together, it kind of making it a boost. It will be like a boost for because you can offer it as at a lower price perhaps, or where it's just more convenient to buy it in one go, right? So that could be also a way to validate.
I'll get product ideas by looking at the competitors trying to reach that market, but I might not use those exact products. So I wouldn't necessarily build a bundle based on what the 10 bestsellers or 5 bestsellers are. That's just still gathering data.
Okay. Okay. I see. I see. So let's go then to understand, what are the elements of a great bundles, because you've built many, you also helped, I think, clients build their own bundles. So what are some of the patterns that you have seen? Like what are the things that are in common with all the great bundles?
Well, there's only the one that is glaringly obvious is it solves a problem or it feeds a passion. So it's customer centric. It's not let me buy a bunch of stuff at the Dollar Tree and put it together without thinking about the customer. When you put the customer first and you do, if your timeline of creating a bundle is this long, I'm holding my hands apart, probably about 12 inches, right? 11 inches of that is research before you buy one product. So the commonality in all bundles is you understand your target market deeply before you buy product. That's the biggest commonality. There's no commonality with how many items you put in a bundle or how you package it. That differs based on, again, that 90% of research is what will best serve the customer. Then those decisions are made after you've done that research.
Right, right. Okay. Totally agree on the fact that we need to be customer centric. Absolutely. This is a topic that comes almost in every episode, to be honest, because there's always, everything comes back to, knowing your customer, right? So in this case, it's true as well. But
Can I interject
go
an
ahead.
anecdote here? I listen to a lot of audiobooks and I was listening to one this past weekend, and gosh, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it. But here's the story that stuck with me. He said, if you decided you were going to open a hamburger stand, what would be the important things to consider when you decide I'm going to open a hamburger stand? Would it be high quality meat, great condiments, a nice, clean, attractive, like rolling station, uh, location? All those things are important, right? But if you don't have the one thing that I'm going to mention in a second, none of that makes a difference. You ready? It's a starving market, which is I call
Yeah.
my passionate market. So if you create a bundle first and you put a bunch of cool products together and you've done zero customer research, you've done no market research on your target customer, you don't know if there are starving customers that would want your bundle. Even if you've put together what you believe is a great bundle, but you haven't validated the market first, it will not sell.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely agree. In other words, I guess you're saying that demand is the king,
Yep.
because you can be amazing, you can create fantastic product, but if there is no demand, you'll miserably fail, right?
Yes,
So
and the other verification criteria, there could be a ton of demand, but let's just take garlic presses. If you were to search for garlic press on Amazon, you're going to see a whole lot of them, different colors. Sometimes they throw in like a little pair of gloves or whatever, but there's so much competition that even, if there's huge demand for garlic presses, I wouldn't create a bundle with all of that competition, because just getting a bundle on the first page for a low cost product would not be cost effective. And
right,
how
right.
passionate is somebody who wants a garlic press? Now, let me caveat that. If you're going after the foodie market, you know how I switch? Did you see how I just switched from product to market? People who are foodies. I'm a foodie. If you put together a bundle of high quality kitchen tools, and I'm talking high quality, I would probably buy it. But I'm not searching for a garlic press, am I? My problem, I'm the target market is I want foodie related, high quality, nice products that last through time. I'm willing to pay more for it. It's a very different market than somebody buying a garlic press. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I get what you mean. I would love you to for you to, if you can, think of any story or example that can kind of show this whole process. Like, for example, like a story of how you found a successful bundle. If you can share what that bundle is, because I understand maybe for competition reasons you might not want to share. Is there any story that you think you're comfortable with sharing, like that can exemplify, how you went from an idea into creating a successful bundle?
Well, first of all, I'm not like any other Amazon seller who will never share their products with you. In fact, I will pull back the curtain and show you the rolling racks over here. And in fact, I'm going to introduce you to Gertrude, and I'll show you my bundles. And here's why: because you can't compete against me with that bundle. And I'm happy. There's just so much opportunity out there. I am happy to share a passionate niche market with you that you could completely conceptualize a totally different bundle that meets a sub of that and go for it, go make some money, because there's just so much opportunity out there. I don't need to covet what I have. And the way that I create bundles, you wouldn't be able to exactly replicate my bundles. So let me introduce you to Gertrude, and I'll tell you a story. How's that? Gertrude is my pet taxidermy chicken, and she is sporting a dog poncho. So here's my story with Gertrude and how I discovered the pet chicken market. And I have multiple stories about this kind of niche market that I stumble across. I love that you're smiling. Everybody usually smiles. So you're probably thinking, Barbara, why do you have a taxidermy chicken? Is the first question people ask in your office. Because
sorry to interrupt, just to clarify, because some people will watch the YouTube video, some other might just listen to the podcast. So Barbara is showing like a chicken model with how do you call that? It's
a piece of dog clothing. She's wearing a dog poncho. She's wearing a dog poncho.
So it's a very elegant chicken, basically, what we're seeing here.
But it's a taxidermy chicken, so she's stuffed. And
nice.
So I buy a lot of things at auctions. I have for many years, probably a decade, more than that, and it's just fun. So I was at an auction years ago. And I have no interest in chickens other than they taste good fried. Sorry. And there's this taxidermy chicken, this little girl here. And I was like, man, that is so cool. I don't know why I'm attracted to it, but I want it. And it was $12.50. So I took Gertrude home. I won her. I took her home. And it's funny. I put her on the ledge outside of my house. And I discovered people slowing down in front of my house and taking pictures. Like, that's weird. What's going on? And so one lady came by one day and she's like pointing to her husband and got her cell phone out. She's taking pictures. And I went up to her car and I said, what are you taking a picture of my house for? And she says, the chicken. I had a pet chicken named so just like that. And I thought, that's interesting. And then I filed it away. And I move houses and she's sitting in the closet up in the corner. I don't think about it. And I bought a liquidation deal of 22,000 dog ponchos, 4 sizes, 6 designs. And 2 days after I bought the load and got the 7 pallets in, I started rethinking my decision. And I panicked in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. I wake up, I can't sleep. I get out of bed and I'm trying to brainstorm. How else can I sell 22,000 dog ponchos? And I immediately clicked into what other animals do these dog ponchos fit? I have cats, so I grabbed one of my cats and I stuffed him into one of the dog ponchos. It fit him. He shredded it because he's not into being stuffed into clothing. And then I just started making a physical list: dogs, cats, ferrets, large rats, bunnies. And I got to that point and I said to myself, wait a minute. And remember, I'm sleep deprived at this moment. Don't I have a taxidermy chicken in my office? Because isn't that what every girl asks herself at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? So I grabbed Gertrude out of the office. I'm like, I wonder if, as I'm picking her up for those of you listening and I'm showing, I'm wondering if this dog poncho will fit on chickens. And it did, the medium one, in case you were wondering. So I put it on here and I'm giggling because, again, sleep deprived. Giggling as I'm doing this. I'm like, this is crazy. This is just so silly. And I put a post just on my Facebook page telling this story about how desperate I was. And hey, look, they fit on chickens. And then I put, this is a joke, of course, at the bottom of my post. I woke up the next morning after getting some sleep and that post had exploded. There were comments on there from people who had pet chickens who were posting pictures of their pet chickens and their names and the stories of their pet chickens and how they came to be pet chickens and the bed they sleep in the house and their coop and chickens wearing clothing. And I could not believe it. It was a joke. Couldn't believe it. So the first thing I did, let's get back to validation, because now I've discovered, right? So behind the scenes here, I've fallen into a passionate niche market out of desperation. Now I'm going to validate. So I just type pet chicken lovers in Facebook. That's a great place to find passionate groups of people, by the way, and to validate an idea. And lo and behold, there are chicken lovers groups, pet chicken lovers groups of tens of thousands of people. If I could do a mic drop right now, I would. I was flabbergasted. So I went into these groups and I started looking at the posts where people were talking about problems they needed to solve, like a male chicken or a male rooster, I guess they're called, was being aggressive and he was pecking at the ladies. So the hens needed clothing to protect them from the male chickens pulling their feathers out. They needed helmets. Then I go to Alibaba. I'm like, all right, let's just type in pet chicken and see what comes up. There are helmets for chicken, little helmets, right, with cute little designs on them. There are chicken aprons for when they lay eggs and you go in there and you pull the eggs out of their coop. It's like an apron with pockets, but made for collecting chicken eggs. I could not believe, I was flabbergasted how huge the pet chicken market is and passionate. And that is my story about how I discovered a passionate niche market and validated it.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. So this is a great story. That's exactly what I was looking for, because that shows how you can create a brand, because then you ended up creating a brand off
I've
of
got another
that crazy
idea. Let me tell
idea.
you the last piece of it. What the bundle did I create? Easy peasy. I have 4 sizes and 6 designs. I put all 6 designs together and I put, just to test it, I put the medium together because we already verified that the medium fits Gertrude. I put the medium together, all 6 of them, and I stuck them on Facebook Marketplace as chicken ponchos, not dog ponchos. Because think about all of the dog clothing competitors I would have. I just put them up as chicken ponchos and they just started selling just like that.
Nice,
The
nice,
chicken
nice.
market. Same
Great.
product. It's a dog poncho, but different market.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, awesome. So this is a really great example of how, you should go about creating like very unique and outstanding brands. The don't bother, looking at all those systems that are advertised on YouTube videos, or that they could work. I mean, at times, like if using a helium 10 or whatever. But that's what 99% of people are using. This is really the way how you create really outstanding brands. The way Barbara just mentioned, like you go deep into a customer niche and you find out that there is like an unknown, untapped opportunity into a crazy niche with lots of passionate people, and you can find these opportunities really in your daily life. Not you,
Well, and
that's how
let
you
me take that.
discover that.
Let me bring it to fruition and take that a step further. You're thinking, okay, great, you sold dog ponchos. Well, that's not what happened here. I identified a passionate niche. So the first after that happened, I sourced things with chickens on it. Here is a chicken tote bag. This is a women's tote, and it's got chickens on it. See those fun chickens if you're on YouTube, right? It's got chickens on it, and it comes with a little coin purse. But then I found, simple bundle, I found a scarf, a pair of earrings, and a wallet that had chickens on it, and there's my bundle.
Right.
But I sourced them from different suppliers.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Actually, that's one of my questions there. Then, like, when you create bundles, sometimes the elements of the bundle might be you might be able to source them from the same supplier, but sometimes you might need to combine multiple suppliers, right?
Well,
Is that
not
how you
need
do?
to. I actively seek out from various suppliers, which is one of the ways that I protect my bundle from anybody jumping on it. But let me bring that my last thought out to all the way to conclusion. Now you create a Facebook group, a Facebook page for chicken lovers, right? Now you start creating and using automation tools, like there's one out there that when somebody joins a Facebook group, it asks for their email address. Now you're building an email address or an email list and a Facebook group of passionate lovers of chickens, pet chickens. Now you're creating an asset that is sellable, that has value, as opposed to just sourcing and creating products to sell on Amazon. We all hear the stories, the people getting shut down. Amazon holds their money, right? I want you to start creating a moat around your business and creating value that is outside of any one platform. That is my big strategy with identifying passionate niche markets all the way to let's build out assets around that market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very
And the
interesting.
assets
Yeah.
are physical products and digital products.
Nice, nice. Can you give examples of digital products then? That's
Oh
very
yeah,
interesting.
you could easily create like, remember I mentioned coloring book, and now with AI, when I entered this market, AI wasn't a thing. Now with AI, you can easily create coloring book pages for pet chicken lovers and give it as a free download. Just advertise as a free download to build a list of pet chicken lovers.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, very interesting. Yeah, I love that concept. Yeah. Cool. What about this? You said, yeah, basically you're using the fact that a bundle it's made of products that come from different factories. It's
Yep.
actually you're using it as a strength to build a moat. So that's another very interesting elements that I think people should keep in mind to protect their product.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. I think we're right on time. We shared lots of very cool information, and guys, I really suggest you to go download the book that Barbara is sharing with us. You can find it in the show notes at thesellerprocess.com or in the YouTube description. And you will find there is a book of like 60 pages filled with lots of great information about bundling. So we just covered a
Actually, my
bit of
entire
that.
system. It's
Yeah.
my entire system of here's how I create a bundle from beginning to end. And it also talks about Amazon's terms of service as a moving target, and it just kind of walks you through my entire system. It's the only book on bundling that exists. I am the creator of it, so go download it and enjoy. Go bundle.
Yes, yes, guys, please do that because it's really well done, and also you'll find a workbook with all those questions that you will need, to brainstorm and validate your product. So, Barbara, share with people like how can they find you, or how can you help them in case they would like to learn more or dive deeper into bundling?
Well, you can generally follow me on YouTube. I've got just search my name on YouTube and you'll find me. I've started um, a a YouTube channel. I've recently renamed it. I was only focused on teaching wholesale, and now I just talk about becoming an e-commerce seller in general, not just selling on Amazon, although I do sell on multiple platforms, including Amazon. And it's called Reseller Collective. I just rebranded that January 1. So if you look for Reseller Collective or just search my name and join my YouTube channel, I drop a lot of content about being a seller in general. And a lot of it is definitely based on identifying a passionate niche market and creating bundles. And then you can find me on Facebook, Barbara Drazga, Drazga. I'm sure it's written in the show notes. And just hit me up, message, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to direct you.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much, Barbara. It was really insightful and informative. I really believe that people got lots of good stuff, and there is even more in your book that they can download. So thank you very much again.
I don't know if it's relevant or not to your customers, but I open up a program called the Bundle Machine a few times a year. So they can go to bundlemachine.com and check that out. It's not open right now, but I will be opening it soon. And that's a full-length training on how to create bundles in the way that I teach.
Of course, yes. If they're want they would like to go deeper into bundling, yeah, I think that's the perfect place for them to learn because you're the bundling queen. We said, AKA Barbara, or the opposite.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you again. Thank you. So, guys, remember the key to success is to emulate the best. So, take home the insights that Barbara just shared with us, go download the free resources of this episode and take action. I hope that this episode was valuable for you. Feel free to share it or put a like if you found it valuable. And I hope to see you in the next episode. Hey, entrepreneurs, I hope you enjoyed the episode and learned something from the interview. If you're serious about creating systems for your business, automating processes and building up your team so that you can transfer the tedious daily tasks in order to focus on more high-level strategic tasks and work on your business and not in your business, I've created a guide for Amazon sellers named Capturing Systems and Creating SOPs that you can find at thesellerprocess.com/systems ebook, where you will learn how to leverage systems and SOPs in your Amazon business so that you can accomplish more by working less, optimize your time, automate and delegate tasks, and reap the benefits of being a true business owner and not simply an operator in your own business. Go download the ebook at thesellerprocess.com/systems ebook and start implementing all the tips and insights that I share with you. And leave us a review or a comment to let us know how the content we are sharing here is making an impact in your business. And have a productive week.